Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Tea Time Tuesday here at the Renewal Center. We hope everyone is having a fabulous spring afternoon. I'm telling you, this is just a beautiful day here in the historic district of Concord, North Carolina. It's so good to see everybody joining in. Hopefully, you are having a wonderful top of the hour, 12 o'clock noon on a beautiful Tuesday. And we want you to go ahead and invite your friends, invite others. Good afternoon, Ho. Good to see you this afternoon. We asked it. That's our other director of the Renewal Center. Is our other ministry team leader, Monique. It's good to see everybody today. Patrick and I want to invite you to invite your friends, your colleagues to join us today here at the Renewal Center for our renewal practices. I'm telling you, we're going to kick it off continually once again with Stress Awareness Month because this is stress awareness. And we want to continue on with our renewal practice that's going to foster well-being because what we do here at the Renewal Center for Tea Time Tuesday is for a time of pause, a time of reset and building resilience. And we're going to do that through our renewal practice and Stress Awareness Month. And most of you know, hi, Nicole. Most of you guys know that it is Stress Awareness Month, and it's just a time of bringing awareness to stress factors. You know, how stress affects us and ways to manage it, along with strategies that will build more of a healthier and stress-free lifestyle that will foster well-being. So this is great. You guys go ahead and give us some hearts and some likes because we're going to continue with this awareness because stress affects all of us in so many different ways. And we want to bring some level of awareness to that this month through our renewal practices. So we're excited that you are here. We see that our numbers are jumping up there. It's good to see everybody. Go ahead and like our YouTube channel. Go over there and subscribe. We're airing over there live as we speak. You can go over there, like and subscribe, and then watch us over there too. And so while we're doing that, we're going to draw attention to our tea of the week. Very interesting tea, known to be a delicious tea. It's called pomelo. Well, wait a minute. Let me say this. Pomelo. It is pomelo tea. Hello,
Pomelo.
Chanel. It's really comes from the pomelo fruit. And the pomelo fruit is a huge citrus fruit. Actually, it's the biggest, from what I've researched, it's the largest citrus fruit there is. It's way bigger than a grapefruit. But pomelo tea is made from the pomelo fruit. It's made from the flowers of it and also from the rind of it. It's dried and it's steeped, and it's made from that. And it's considered to be very delicious. The origin comes from Southeast Asia, and it's considered to be very, very sweet, a very good tea, a little sweeter than the grapefruit. How many of you out there have had pomelo? I haven't, but I would
Never
like.
have.
Have you had it, Patrick?
No, never have.
Well, I've never even seen this particular this fruit, but I've been told from research that it is a good, tasty fruit. Of course, all of our citrus fruits, the reason we're highlighting this fruit is because it is getting warmer and it's a nice, refreshing fruit to tea. And so I'm going to try it when I get a chance. But again, it's very good, and we want to promote it again, and that is pomelo tea. And so while you are watching, go ahead and put in the chat. Patrick and I would like to know what you are drinking today. What is your tea of choice? And then while we're doing that, we're going to get ourselves ready for our Locate Yourself. And we're excited about locating ourselves because this gives us an opportunity to calm down, because that's really what this is about. It's about pausing, reset, and building resilience. And part of that is taking the opportunity to calm ourselves down and to just go to a place where we can relax our shoulders and our hands. So let's do that. And let's take a moment. Go ahead, tag your friends, get your friends in today, because we're going to really cover something that's going to help us with stress awareness. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and locate ourselves for a few minutes here and just sit in silence and just take it all in. few more seconds here. Okay, we are all set. And I'm telling you, before I turn this over to Patrick today, want to definitely just draw our attention to what did you experience during your locate yourself. Go ahead and put it in the chat. Are you calm? Are you relaxed and ready? Because we are ready, and we are ready to foster well-being with our renewal practices today. Again, go ahead and put in the chat what you're drinking, what kind of tea are you drinking. Okay, Hope she has orange passion fruit iced tea. Now that sounds refreshing.
Yes, it is. It's an iced tea day for sure.
Absolutely. Go ahead and take it away. Patrick, our executive director, is going to lead us into Tea Time Tuesday today.
Thank you so much, Mel. Appreciate it so much, Carmela. Welcome everyone again to Tea Time Tuesday. It's good to see all of you. Nicole says she's doing coffee today. Hello, Charlisa. Good afternoon to you as well.
All right. Good afternoon.
All right. I want everyone to please tag your friends. Go ahead and tag a few folks out there. Just say at them and bring them on to Tea Time today. Please share it on your pages as well, if you don't mind, or share it to others so we can get them to really engage today in locating yourselves. Hope says she's in calm. Awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as we're looking at, as Carmela said earlier, concerning stress awareness month earlier in February, we, as a center, we were able to have a webinar on that as well. And Dr. Paul Brown came on board through the RC, and we were able to really help others manage that. And so I think it's important that we focus on that, on our wellness and well-being. Let's see here. Monique says she has iced black tea. So today is an icy day.
Sure is.
A cool day, a calm day for everyone. All right. Good to see that. Nicole, you're not alone. I have coffee as well. So I haven't had any coffee in about 5 days. So I got some today. So good to be on. I want to focus specifically today on something I think is incredible that would be helpful in the area of our focus. So please grab your journals. Let me know when you're ready. And I want everybody to hashtag intention. Intention. I want you to hashtag intention today. The power of focus is intention. The power of focus is intention. Now, this renewal practice today is going to help with several different areas. So when you think about intention, everyone, I'd like you to share with me what comes to mind when you think about intention. The word intention, when that comes to your heart, that comes to your mind. Let me know what you think. What words, what other things come to your heart when you think about intention? And go ahead and hashtag intention. Raspberry iced tea and calm. Oh, there it is again. All right. A nice, cool spring day. All right. Intention. It's so important that we focus on intention today. And so I want you to really think through this. Hopefully you have your journal, something that you're taking notes with today. And if there's someone out there that you says that's trying to achieve something or accomplish something, or even shift or change something in their life, this Tea Time renewal practice is for them today. Because we're going to focus on the power of focus is intention. The strength behind focus is our intention. So when you think about intention, what comes to your heart? What comes to your mind when you think about the word intention? Carmela, when you think about the word intention and the power of focus is intention, what comes to your mind and your heart in that area?
Yeah. 2 words: on purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose. I feel like whenever, when we're doing anything with intention or intentionality, we're doing it on purpose. At least that's my translation.
Good. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? When you think about the word intention, we've got intention coming in. All right. On purpose. Carmela said on purpose. Anybody else? When you think about the word intention and how the power of focus is intention, what comes to your mind? And out there, also tea timers, one of the things about tea time is about pausing. It is about resetting. And when you reset something, that means sometimes you have to turn it off. and let it rest and then turn it back on. Many times resetting is when there's a lot of things that are maybe on a device and you need to remove some things that aren't necessarily being used anymore. It's just taking up space in memory. That's part of resetting as well. Carmela, is that on your phone or sometimes on your laptop or your PC or something, what you end up doing is you got to take things off that. Well, I'm not really using that file anymore. I don't use that app anymore. Let me take it off because it's taking up space. So today's renewal practice is about resetting when we think about the term intention. So we're going to address the resetting part and the resilience piece. A few answers are coming in here. So Chanel says, when she thinks of intention, by design and aim. Monique says, targeted. Anybody else? When you think about the word intention, what comes to your mind? Carmela, you said on purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a few practices and approaches to intention, and then we're going to get into a few exercises to help us. All right. So let's set the precedence. Intention is knowing what you want to do, and what you are working towards. Get those three down, everyone. What you want to do, and what you are working towards. Let's say, for instance, think about what you want. Think about what you want to do, and think about what you are working towards. That is intention. All right. Hope says when she thinks of intention, the word resolve comes to mind. Resolve. Thank you for sharing that. Intention. So I want everybody to write down in your journal today, write down in your notes. What do you want? What do you want to do? What are you working towards? Now we really need to really pause on this, because I began to write down some things myself today. Early this morning, I began to think about what do I want and what I want to do, and what am I working towards? So that's going to be the premise or the foundation for our renewal practices today. And again, we're talking about intention. What else are we thinking about intention? Well, intention requires clarity. Clarity. If you don't have clear intention in your mind, you won't know where to focus. If you don't hold clear intention in your mind, you won't know where to focus. So today we're going to concentrate on some renewal practices, Carmela, that's going to help us with our intention. And so intention helps us with the goal aspect. Okay.
Yeah.
So we want to really think about that. Okay. So let's think about clarity. Let's think about intentionality. All right. Everybody think about that. Somebody else, Charlisa, says consistency. All right. Very good. So I want us to concentrate on a few things. What you want to do, what you're working towards. Intention requires clarity. And if you don't have a clear intention in your mind, you don't know where to focus. So that is why intention is so important. Tea timers, please feel free to put in the comments your thoughts about intention and clarity as well, because we're going to really work today on some practices about the intentional part and what that means to live with intention and being intentional about what we want, being intentional about what we want to do, and being intentional about what you are working towards. Melanie, thoughts as you're taking notes and reflecting? Any thoughts on this as a renewal practice in the area of resetting?
Yeah, this is so very true. One of the things that first came to my mind when you were talking about this was the fact that we need intention is on purpose, and that word focus jumped out. And so when I thought about it is when you're intentional, you first have to ask the question or define what you want to do. You brought that whole thing in about a goal. And when you have intentionality or you are on purpose about something and you can define what it is, then you can take a course of action on how to get there. But if you don't ask the question or define what it is you want or what you want to do, then you really will just be aimless in what you're, on your course of where you're going. And so I like that you're talking about that, because once you get clear, once you get a clear description of what you want, and then you can have a clear description of where you're going. You can
Absolutely.
focus on that.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Any other tea timers that are out there, please feel free to share your comments, your perspectives on intention and how intention really brings forth in us a sense of clarity. It requires clarity when we have intention. All right, good. Let's hear some comments coming in here. Mm-hmm. All right. Chanel says, intention, clarity are the driving force behind your actions and decisions. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yes. Anybody else on intention requires clarity for our renewal practice today? All right, let's move on to a couple of more practices today. Something else about intention is that it will draw you to the circumstances, people, and events that will help you achieve your desired outcomes. So here's what we mean by that. When you have intention, you begin to draw in your life, because you're deliberate, the circumstances start showing up to match your intention. People start showing up to match your intention. Events start showing up. They get drawn to you to help you achieve your desired outcomes. Why? Because intention is just like a seed. It is just like a seed. And once I put the seed in the ground, right, what happens to that, Carmela? It starts growing. It takes root, right? It needs to be watered. There are several things that happen. And so that's why it's important that we're mindful about what's going on in our intentionality. I like to call it the head and the heart space of intention. With clarity, I know what I want. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm working towards. That's what brings foundation, and intention is clarity. And so it's important that we start out by thinking about what's drawn to you. Have you ever experienced that, tea timers or Carmela, anyone out there, that when you were intentional about something, circumstances and people and things begin to align to your being intentional? What do you think on that?
I'm laughing because I just wrote that down, that word alignment. And I like that. And that's very true. I mean, when you take the opportunity to think about the plans that you want, you get clear, you write it down or whatever. It just seems that you pave the way for these opportunities to happen, because then things start aligning with the goal that you have or the course of action that you're taking. And of course you get resistance, but all in all, your intention will draw those circumstances and what's necessary for you to achieve what you need. I believe when you take one step towards where you're going, then it opens up more opportunity for you to take more steps. Maybe the conversation that you need to have happens when you make the initiative to do that, and then it opens up the conversation out of nowhere. And I like that because one of the things you said at the very beginning was, about intention. And I thought everything starts with a thought, but then right after that is intention. Wow. To make things move forward in the direction that you need it to move forward into. That's what I've learned over the years. I've seen that happen, time and time again, that when you put your best foot forward to doing something, it seems to open up more opportunities for you to encounter the things that align with what that plan of action.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's rich. Thank you for sharing that. Good. So alignment. So let's think about this. I want everyone to think about intentional. And again, it goes back to what we talked about here. What do you want? What do you want to do? What are you working towards? So now let's dig into the documentation part of this experience today. All right. We're going to really, really hone in on intentionality. You got to be deliberate, right? So I'm going to also give one last definition or description. Intention is deliberately thinking thoughts now of the future you want. Deliberately thinking thoughts now. So, Carmela, that means that right now, I need to think deliberate thoughts right now concerning what I want to see happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
Having that picture already in your mind of what the outcome will,
Mhm.
what you want the outcome to be.
Deliberately.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting because I was looking at my old journal and I did an intentional and I wrote down 5 areas. Now, I did write, well, actually 6. I'm going to read one. I'm going to read it. It says, I want wealth, well being in all
Mm-hmm.
areas.
Yeah.
So I was looking at well being. Now, Mel, when I wrote this is 2016. So this is quite a while. And I was like, wow, stable, focused mind, productive career and business ideas, refreshing, calming, fun, and recreation. Number 3, I need to get number 3 on target here, but I wrote down productive, meaningful, resourceful friendships and networks. And then I put best-selling print, ebooks, and website. I got to get back to number 5. But nonetheless, I had some things written out that I was thinking about being intentional and deliberate with. And I just went back and looked at this. Okay, this is 8 years ago. Okay. What have I actually done? And what am I doing now with intention now, 7, 8 years later?
Mm-hmm.
And so to stay consistent, what happened where I didn't get to it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on how we can answer some questions to help us get to this place of being deliberate and drawing the right circumstances, the right people, the right events right now of the future we want. So we're going to get into that. One more thing is intention focuses on changing your mindset and habits every day. So you can change how you feel moment by moment and be open to possibility. So you can change mindset and habits each day, changing how you feel, changing what you're thinking about moment by moment, and being open to possibility. So being intentional is about clarity. It is about being deliberate, everyone. All right, T timers. All right, y'all ready to go work?
Good.
Here's our renewal practices for the next few minutes. Here we go. Number 1. What personality habits no longer serve you? What do you want to embody? In which areas do you wish to grow? These are our first 3 questions today. Now, I want you to write these down, but we may not answer those today. Feel free as you're working through this renewal practice today. All right. Think about personality and habits no longer serve you. In other words, that looks at what do I need to change? What do I need to shift inside of me? What do I want to embody? Which areas do you wish to grow? These are internal. These are spiritual questions. These are mental questions. These are emotional questions. These questions are about you inside and internally. Personality and habits no longer serve you. Now, I say that because many times the emphasis, Carmela, becomes what others are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Other people's habits and other people's personalities and other people's decisions and choices. But in this instance, we're talking about what personality habits no longer serve you that I need to work through. What do I want to embody? Which areas do you wish to grow? So if you're out there, T-timers, if you are comfortable, feel free to maybe answer one of those questions, place it in the comments, or go ahead and think about this in your journal time, in your reflection time. And this is a really deep resetting renewal practice today concerning these areas. So I hope that you've been able to write these 3 questions down. Carmela, any comments, any thoughts, any perspectives? I'm going to give everybody time to process this, okay? Time to reflect on this. I'm thinking through this myself as I'm sharing this as a renewal practice on perhaps what I'm going to be working through as well as we are enjoying this spring season. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, I think this is great for resetting. The reason why, I think, because the questions are directional. They are directional and they pinpoint exactly where we are, if we're honest, about what we're experiencing. And they're helpful in taking stock and review of where we are and where we want to go. And I like that when you said reset is a time to stop, kind of recalibrate where we're at, start over, refresh, and see what's working, what's not. And so I like this because we need this. Some things we might need to go back and add or subtract. and then also sharpen up. So I love this part of this is, this is what I love, personal development. And so I think this is a great part of personal development, self-improvement for us.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So
Mm-hmm.
again, personality and habits. What personality and habits no longer serve you, right? What do you want to embody? In which areas do you wish to grow? Which areas do you wish to grow? All right, let's move on to the next one. All right. Next one is, how do you wish to treat others? Now we're going to dig into relational parts of intention. How do you wish to treat others? What do you long to let into your life? Or excuse me, who do you long to let into your life? We live in a day and age where we unfriend people, we block people now, right? We cut off, we disconnect. We're flipping the script a little bit here, Carmela, today, and
Mm-hmm. I
thinking
see.
about how do we wish to treat others?
Okay.
How do you wish to treat others? Let's really meditate on that one. And who do you long to let into your life versus let go? Who do you long to allow? So I'm going to allow this to develop. I'm going to allow this friendship to grow. I'm going to allow this person to end, because we talk a lot about access and cutting off access. So it's a little bit different right now with how I'm addressing this
Mm-hmm.
and thinking about this renewal practice from a perspective of who do you long to let into your life? What kind of friendships would you love to create? If you're out there, tea timers, can you hashtag intention? Just let me know that you're still there. I know you're probably working on it, right? So I want you to think about this, and let's write some things down. I'm going to do that myself. I'm going to something I need to follow up on here and think through as well. So we're going to work this together as a renewal practice. All right. Here it is again. How do you wish to treat others? Who do you long to let into your life? What kind of friendships would you love to create? That's what we're working on today. Now, I know we live in a day and age, Carmela, say, cut them off. Get rid of them. flipping that intent, right? These are some interesting questions to think through.
Very interesting. Yes.
What kind of friendships would you love to create? Now the onus is on you. Who do you long to let into your life? How do you wish to treat others? Because there's a lot of emphasis about what others don't do and how they don't show up, or perhaps what they're not doing. And really, it's about what we need to do. Yeah, this is a quiet tea time today.
Yes. Quiet out there.
Go ahead, just sip a little bit.
Well, I'll go ahead and jump in with it. Just, making a comment here that I like these questions because what it does is it helps us to look within. Now, we were talking about personal development earlier. Now we're talking about the relational side and aspect of intention.
Yeah.
And excuse me. And I like it because it looks within, helps us to look within. But like you said, there's a twist to it. So it shows us ways that, the questions that we're asking really focuses on one of our greatest life components, which is relationships. And then how we can reincorporate new things, or what do we do to incorporate it? How do we make things evolve? What are we building upon? How are we going to build it? So I like how the questions are angled. Mm-hmm. Because they're quick answers. I mean, quick questions, but they're loaded because it causes us to really start looking within on how we can incorporate, evolve, and build. And so, really, that's what I'm getting out of this. So this is good.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. I see a few folks saying intention, so that means they're thinking. Everybody's thinking, and really thinking through this. Charlisa says digging deep internally. All right. Very good, very good. I wanted us to be able to take time because we do live in a day and age, Carmela, where it's about removing ourselves. It's about, blocking, cutting off, denying access, all these other things when we're really better together. So even in the area of looking at intentionality about my own habits, I started thinking about what's no longer serving me in my personality and habits, how Patrick responds, my tone of voice, my tune, my reactions. What do I want to embody? Which areas do I wish to grow? Really thinking about that from an intentional perspective.
Good.
How do I wish to treat others? Not about, well, they're not treating me this way. That's not the emphasis in tea time today. The renewal practice is, how do I wish to treat others? And the reason why we want to emphasize this, Carmela, is because I don't want us to make vows, internal vows inside of us that block us from getting what we want and being intentional. And so that's one reason why we're asking these types of questions. It removes the, well, I'm not going to do this, and I'm not. Wait a minute, before we do that, think about how I wish to show up and treat others. Think about, who do I long to let into my life? What kind of friendships will I create now? How am I going to create freshness in the friendships even that I currently have? Powerful things that we want to consider. Any thoughts on that? Good.
I like what you're saying. Freshness. Like, again, I was saying, I like the questions because they talk more about how you're going to positively incorporate things or evolve or build upon what you may have or what you can bring to freshen up things. And I like that because, these are baby steps for some of us, or they may be something we're already doing, and so it's a part of resetting. So I do like that. And some of us may be on this course of doing this all the time, evaluating where you are and bringing some positivity into how you're going to move forward with it. So I like that.
Thank you. Good. Thank you so much. So again, how do we wish to treat others? Who do you long to let into your life? What kind of friendships would you love to create? Let's go to the next one. Here's another one, Carmela. Here's a rich one here. What mindset would you love to embody? How do you want to feel in your own skin? And about your body. Now we're going to talk about how you treat yourself. How do you want to feel in your own skin and about your own body? So we're looking at social, we're looking at mental, we're looking at spiritual, we're looking at my mindset now. What mindset would you love to embody? And you might say, I already have the mindset that I want. Okay. How can you sharpen it? How can you strengthen it? How can you fine tune it? What mindset would you love to embody? And see, and I have the chessboard, Carmela, up there because you got to be intentional and deliberate when you're playing chess.
Absolutely.
You got to know the purpose of each piece.
Right.
You have to understand what they can do. Right. And you got to have an intention in mind with how you're going to move. And so what mindset would you love to embody? How do you want to feel in your own skin? Now, I'd like everyone to answer perhaps one of these questions. What mindset would you love to embody? You might not currently embody it, or you want to sharpen it. Go ahead and place that in the comments. Or if you're open, how do you want to feel in your own skin? How do you want to feel about your own body physically? These are important comments because many times we have a society and we're around things that really constantly try to form and frame us in a very marginal, very compartmentalized, departmentalized emphasis. And so I want to encourage us, being intentional frees you from cultural imperatives and expectations that try to cookie cutter our lives. And so it's important that we're able to understand that. So what mindset would you love to embody? How do you want to feel in your own skin and about your body? Let me go to some more questions again. How do you wish to treat others? Who do you long to let into your life? What kind of friendships would you love to create? So I'm going to go back to this again. Carmela, any thoughts, or also our tea time audience? What mindset would you love to embody? And how do you feel, how do you want to feel in your own skin and about your body? These are important questions that we do. And imagine if we even did this for our youth. the type of personal validation that they would have. So any thoughts, Carmela? Any thoughts you want to share on that?
Well, my mind went directly to the both of those questions, but it went to the question not because. Can you put that back up? Because I want to.
Sure.
Okay, so the two questions began with what and how, but for me, the question now becomes why. And the reason I say why is because, like, for instance, when the question is, how do you want to feel in your own skin about your own body? And so for some of us, we are in different stages and different seasons in our lives. And, what do we want to do to become healthier? So I'm talking about me. So that could be eating healthier foods. The outcome is to be healthier, maybe to shed some pounds or to tone up. But the question becomes now for me is, I know what I want to do and how, but why? Why am I doing this? The outcome for me is to become healthier and to eat certain foods that are healthier at my age, or to exercise a certain way at my age. So it's not, the outcome is not, what is the reason? I think that's the whole reason internally. Why am I doing this? So it's not the fact that I'm doing it, but why am I doing this? And so I like that you pose these questions with the what, about our mindset, what do we love about ourselves we want to embody, and how, but then also, well, why? Because then that erases any outside influence. What it does is it focuses on what you desire to do to, to live healthier. That's for me. That's me. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. I'm going to go to our tea time audience, who is unusually calm and quiet. This must be a very
quiet out there today.
Deliberate exercise. So I'm going to go back to the tea time audience. And if you are out there working through these renewal practices, just put renewal, #renewal in the comments. Let me know that you're with me today. Getting closer to our closeout time. So I want to ensure that this is providing a sense of renewal and value for you today in our renewal practices. I got one more slide to show. And I think this is a good, healthy practice for us today. So you'll say, well, man, Patrick, you've been digging and reflecting. I sure enough have.
Yes, you did deep.
Yes, I have been.
Which is good. It's good. I mean, these are good questions, I believe, that ignite.
I began to think about this. I was like, okay, what mindset? These are just questions. I think that when we answer these with intentionality, we can determine different outcomes, right?
Yeah.
And then what ends up happening is what's around us begins to shift and adjust to our being deliberate about how we're going to be and who we're going to become. So these are important. My last one is, what kind of impact? Now this is about your job and about your work and about your place of business. What kind of impact do you want to make through your work? What kind of person do you want to be at work? And again, your work is the place that you dispense and display your potential. So even if you may not like your job per se, I want us to think about this from a perspective that I have potential and I'm dispensing it. I'm displaying it. What kind of impact do you want to make through your work? If you don't mind, write a few of those down. If you want to feel comfortable, place them in the comments. That's fine too. Tea timers, you out there with me? #renewal. Let me know you're there. Probably writing right now, so I want to ensure that we're connected. But I want us to think about this and really think through the kind of impact do you want to make through your work, what kind of person you want to be at work, how you want to show up. See, you're setting the tone now. That's what we're doing today. You're setting the tone. And matter of fact, even if you don't necessarily get to specific goals, you know what's happening, Carmela, is that with intention, what we're doing is we're causing ourselves to even experience a enriching, a empowering that perhaps we didn't have before, or even a sharpening and a polishing and a fine tuning concerning the work that we do. So again, I want to bring this up one more time for our tea timers. What kind of impact do you want to make through your work? What kind of person do you want to be at your work? So I'm going to give you just a few more seconds to think through this. Got some renewal coming through. Thank you so much. Renewal coming through. Charlisa says, I desire. Mel, you want to go ahead and read this? Go ahead.
Yes, Charlisa, she's saying, I desire to feel at rest, at peace, and grateful for where I am and within my own skin, to embrace the changes as they come, knowing I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Any healthy changes, desires offer me. Thank you,
Thank
Charlisa.
you.
That's packed.
So again, what kind of impact do you want to make through your work? What kind of person do you want to be at work? What mindset would you love to embody? How do you want to feel in your own skin about your body? Just going through these questions again, intentional questions. How do you wish to treat others? Who do you long to let into your life? What kind of friendships would you love to create? Then again, personality and habits no longer serve you. What are you going to do with those? What do you want to embody? Which areas do you wish to grow? So Tea Timers, these are our practices for today. I know that it's been deeply reflective. And so it's good to know that many of you are working through these renewal practices today. Carmela, do you have any thoughts as we close out? Anything you want to share? Also, to our Tea Timers, please place in the comments your takeaways. What are your takeaways from today's renewal practices on the power of focus is intention? Carmela, any thoughts?
Yes, excuse me, I really, I know this went by really quickly today, but I really like this when we take the time to zero in on the word focus and intentionality, because as a lot of us here at Tea Time Tuesday know, we journal, and when you take time to journal, you're actually writing and pondering about things. But these questions, they help us pinpoint where we are. I like it because when we all need a time to just step back and kind of rewrite things and see where we're at. I like doing that. Your last questions you were talking about work and what kind of person you want to be at work. One of the things I like about this question is to kind of focus on what are we doing, and what am I doing? And one of the things is I want to be confident that I'm making a positive impact in whatever I'm doing or whatever I'm influencing. I think it's a great opportunity to kind of evaluate some of the content that we are, putting out. Or for me, I'm a content person. So, what I write or do, I'm thinking, well, what can I do? How am I making an impact, positively? And so I like those questions because it helps me, because sometimes we might feel like we're not making a, impact positively. And so this is very helpful.
Thank you for sharing that. And our Tea Timers, please feel free to place your takeaways in the comments. Actually, wow, I can't believe we're already at time. This has been a lot of questions that we can think through. I want to encourage you to think through these, because I'm looking forward to actually next week. I like to dig deeper into this. So when we do next week, I want us to really consider in our fourth one that we normally have our tea time, fourth. I think it's already fourth, isn't it? Gosh, it's moving by so quickly. Yeah. So let's next week, next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Let's come back together and let's talk about intentionality, and maybe we can come back with our Tea Time audience to discuss some of their results, some of their entries, some of their answers, and let's reflect on this. And we don't have to rush into a brand new subject. We can really sit with this and really think about ways to develop these areas of intention. And what'll happen is when you answer these questions and you set intention, Tea Timers, you begin to see changes in your environment. You see changes in how you show up, what you bring into spaces and places for others. And so that's what this is about. All right, let's go through some of these other questions here. Monique says, I want to be a leader who inspires and helps bring out the best in others.
Yes.
Thank you. Carmela, if you can share this.
Charlisa, she's saying, embrace change with focused, intentional actions, targeting our heart's desire.
All right. Share this as well. Monique says this session has been very insightful and reflective. Thank you. Glad it's been reflective for you as well, and everyone that's on. Please share with us any comments or any thoughts, any takeaways. What are your takeaways? What are the things that you've gleaned from today? As we close out our tea time today, just also want to give you an opportunity. If you are in the Concord, in the Charlotte area, please feel free to stop by the Renewal Center. We're there Tuesday through Fridays, 10 a.m. to around 4:30, 5 o'clock. Hospitality is all about renewal in our lives. And so we have a space for you to create. Carmela, you want to talk a little bit about just the space itself?
Yes, we're right here on location. And if you're looking at the picture, that's exactly what's inside of the Renewal Center. As soon as you walk in, we want to welcome you with hospitality, and you can focus on being creative in our art and our voice room. And you can engage in and just writing down some things, some of the things that we did today, or even come with your computer, your laptop, come and experience a great workplace that you could just sit and quietly reflect. There's different areas here at the Renewal Center that you can go in a thought room and just journal or just sit. There's really not much you want to do. You can go there and look outside the window and see the scenery.
Yes.
But
yes.
it's just a great place to come. And now that it's warm, you can sit on the porch.
Yes, absolutely.
And some tea.
Yes, come through. And if you're one that works remote, feel free to come. We do have complimentary Wi-Fi, and you can even bring your lunch and sit down and eat your lunch or what have you. So we're excited about that and have this a place to pause, reset, and build resilience. And you can even join us for tea time on Tuesday if you'd like. So I just want to remind you of that. Also, we are in the spring. And so for those of you that say, Renewal Center has really added value to my life, I see the vision, I see where you're going, I want to encourage you to download our mobile app first. Make sure you download the mobile app so you can stay digitally connected to us, and also give you an opportunity to join our Spring Giving Challenge. These are the ways that you can give and donate to the Renewal Center, to our operational budget, to our grief recovery programming, to our programming like Tea Time, to the actual physical cafe and hospitality space. So you can go to your website, you can text to give. If you have the mobile app, you can click on the giving option there. We have PayPal and Zelle, which is the Renewal Center 2020 at gmail.com. Yes. Also our Cash App, Cash Renewal Center, Venmo at Renewal Center. So these are the ways that you can give. I want to encourage you to stay connected to us, and thank you for your support. Think about, hey, the Renewal Center, we're a nonprofit here in North Carolina. All your giving matters to us. We definitely appreciate you partnering with us in all that we do, and what our mission and our vision is to help others in the renewal space as a Center for Prophetic Thought, Voice, Art, and Action. So please join us in our Giving Challenge. Thank you for joining us in our Spring Giving Challenge in these areas. Want to leave that up for you and encourage you to also to download the mobile app. Before we close out, just want to give a few announcements, and then we will sign off for the day. Run through these announcements with you so you can know everything else about what we do and who we are here at the Renewal Center. Again, want to encourage you to join us each Tuesday for our tea time, first, second, and third Tuesdays at noon. And of course, our fourth tea time, which is on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. So we'll see you on the 23rd at 7 p.m. for our next tea time, where we pause, reset, and build resilience. Our New You Digital Discipleship each Sunday at 10 a.m. Please connect with us. You can register through our media sites as well as our mobile app. Also, Reforming Culture on Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Look forward to seeing you there as we're diving into the mind of Christ. Love to see you there as well. Our fifth Wednesdays, our next one will be next month. We have reformative prayer on our fifth Wednesdays at 7:30 as well. Please feel free to join and connect with us on those. Also, we talked about our grief recovery. We're looking forward to growing that practice in that area of the Renewal Center. We ask you to join us if you need grief recovery services as well. Also, again, download the mobile app on your Apple or your Android there, and type in the Renewal Center, and you can find our logo. Each first Saturday, Women at the Well series for our ladies. Want to encourage you for this incredible women's Bible study each first Saturday at 10 a.m. It is hybrid, so it is virtual and on site. So if you're in Concord, Charlotte area, please feel free to visit and participate in the women's Bible study. And then lastly, of course, these are the ways that you can donate to the Renewal Center in our digital giving. So again, I want to thank everyone for participating in our tea time today. All right. Got a couple of more comments here coming in. Andrea says, I'm not ready to share, but I'm intentionally recalibrating. All right. Yes. And AA says, hello, Dr. K and I must take a trip up there. All right. Yes.
Hey.
Come on through. All right. Again, thanks everyone for being a part of our tea time today. Carmela, any last words before we log off for the day?
Yes, just want to thank all of our Tea Time community for being here with us today and just joining in with our renewal practice. We are so excited that you're joining us. And so we look forward to you guys coming back with us next Tuesday evening.
Awesome. Awesome. So let's just do another locate yourself exercise before you go into your next meetings. And we'll see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Thanks so
Yes.
much. And I am Renewal. Take care of each other. Good day.